Hello everyone, this is Laura and I'm going to be bringing you some breaking news for the day. If you'd like to check out my page over at Liberty Angel USA on X, feel free to do so. I'll leave the URL in the description box below. So this is a great story. United Nations on the brink of complete financial collapse because member states are refusing to pay their dues. They are facing real danger of running out of money. Isn't that hilarious? Okay, we see the Federal Reserve's Jeremy Powell left interest rates unchanged today for no reason. I guess he just likes the American people to suffer. Just in, Iran arrests 4 alleged U.S. spies and 111 U.S. Israeli cells. Now, that is just crazy. That bothers me because, I'm not sure how many people we have there over in Iran, but, they're probably never going to see the light of day again. That's terrible. Iran terrorists say that U.S. Israeli energy and gas infrastructure will be burned to ashes. And this just in, Iran warns of strikes on Gulf oil facilities in the coming hours, Reuters reports. Well, I sent that out 3 hours ago and I've heard nothing since, so crickets. They see a lot of things they don't mean. They lie. They say a lot of lies. I can't stand it when people lie, honestly. There's truth and there's lies. And, I don't know about other people's opinions and their truths, but facts matter. Facts are important. It's just such a big pet peeve of mine when you have people that lie all the time and they just get a free pass for it. Just, crickets. No one says anything to the blatant lies. Okay, NATO allies benefit far more from reopening the Strait of Hormuz than the U.S. does. That's so true. A lot of those NATO nations, have oil coming in there, and it's kind of interesting, and none of them seem to want to help. So maybe we should just leave it be and let them fend for themselves. I don't know. So to ease the fuel and supplies going through the strait, Trump has temporarily waived the Jones Act, which is a law that requires U.S. ships for domestic transport for 60 days to help move that fuel. So hopefully that might help a little of what's going on over there. This is Tulsi Gabbard on Iran. The regime in Iran appears to be intact but largely degraded. Its conventional military power projection capabilities have largely been destroyed. Iran's strategic position has been significantly degraded. So that was Tulsi reporting this morning. Israel conducted a strike against Iranian missile boats that were in the Caspian Sea. More than 5 vessels were targeted. So that's good. They got to continue to eliminate those terrorist boats around there that are trying to attack the people going through the tankers and stuff going through the Caspian Sea. And this has been a real hot debate today. Joe Kent, I don't know if he's from Washington, but I know he was here trying to get a position in Washington State, and I don't know if he lived here or whatnot, but yeah, he used to be a great hero. I believe he fought in Iraq, and he was a hero over there, and then he's always been against Islam and the terrorist regimes. I mean, ISIS killed his first wife, for crying out loud, okay? And here he is back in 2020. We should not sit and wait for the next attack. And he's talking to real Donald Trump. We need to wipe Iran's ballistic capability out and get our troops out of Iraq. They are only targets now. So no US WIA KIA is a tribute to the professionalism of our military and intel professionals, not Iranian restraint. So several times, couple 3, 4, 5 years ago, Joe Kent was posting how against Iran's terrorist regime he was. But for some reason, he's done a complete 180. Not sure why that was, but my guess has something to do with the fact that he remarried and his new wife has some kind of ties to some kind of foreign journalists, and she wrote stories for one of them. I'm not sure which, but yeah, so that, and for the fact that he was found out to be leaking information, and I don't know who he was leaking it to, so he was barred from any meetings, any closed door sessions, any private important information that was going on. He was barred from all of it months ago. And so I think finally he's decided that he's going to get out of there because he can't get any more information because he's not privy to any of the private talks going on. So he decides to quit and burn down the house on his way out. As you know, he sent his resignation letter in, and yeah, it was brutal, and it was full of lies, and you could tell it was full of hate for Jews in Israel, hate for Trump, and love for Iran and the regime. So it's very, very strange how just a few years ago he was all against the Iran regime and the terrorists over there and all that and ISIS, and now he did this huge 180. So he's getting eviscerated over on X. And look at him here back in 2024. Joe Kent said, Iran has been after Trump since January 2020 after he ordered the targeted killing of the terrorist Qasem Soleimani. This isn't a new threat. The Secret Service consistently failing to secure Trump is new. So this isn't a new threat. And then in his letter of resignation, he says there was no threat. Never was a threat from Iran. Not for the U.S. anyway. So it's, yeah. He's done an incredible 180, and I believe the reasons are pretty nefarious. It's have to do with his wife, have to do with his own hurt self-image because he has been denied any further intel because he's been a leaker, a proven leaker. Tulsi should have, slammed him right out the door when that happened. Some of these stories I'm just passing by. If you want to go and see them, hit me up, Liberty Angel USA on X, and you can read them over there and get the links. Yeah, he is going to be known as the next Benedict Arnold, I called him Trader Joe right here because he is Trader Joe. Hashtag Trader Joe. Here Dave Rubin says, in the end, we all have to choose who to believe. So you can either believe Trump, Rubio, Hegseth, and the director of the CIA, or you can believe this guy, Joe Kent, Trader Joe, who just booked himself onto the Candace and Tucker show. So He is a Candace lover and a Tucker lover. You know, he's absolutely one of those right wingers now, extreme right wings who've gone crazy, who hate Israel, just with all hate mustered up they can come up with, and all they do is slander and hate and slam and tell lies. And oh my gosh, Candace says the most ridiculous things on here. It's crazy. Things that are like, just what are you saying, girl? You need a straitjacket. Okay? This is troubling. Iranian soccer player reveals that the Iranian women's team that was in Australia had their families threatened by the Iranian terrorist regime. That is so scary. They're going to torture and they're going to face imprisonment or rape. I mean, they felt the freedom playing without their hijabs, and now they have to go back to Iran because their families are being threatened. Pray for the Persian people, folks. This bothers me so much that these people are treated like worse than just savage dogs. It's just terrible. Pray for the Persians. Pray for their freedom. Here, Russia is sending 2 ships carrying oil and gas on their way to Cuba, despite U.S. pressure and the sanctions under Trump. The shipments come as Cuba faces a severe energy crisis highlighted by a recent nationwide blackout and months without fuel deliveries. So yeah, people down there, I've seen tons of videos where they want freedom too, like Venezuela, like Iran's getting, they want their freedom too. They want to live under freedom. Who doesn't? Tell me one nation that's communistic that has done great, that has prevailed. You're not going to see it. These people are so miserable. I feel so terrible. This is a great article, YouTube by Glenn Beck. Who changed Joe Kent's mind on Iran? So yeah, check that out over Liberty Angel USA on X. And yeah, watch this Glenn Beck snippet. Very interesting. This just in. Plane loads of illegals on their way out of Minneapolis today, despite Democrats' efforts to block their deportations. Thank God for ICE. I mean, they are just deporting like, I think there's like 1.25 million already now. I think that might be including self-deporting folk too. But the American people are behind you. God bless you, ICE. Keep up the work. We do not want these savage, illegal people here. We don't want those people who are causing all the fraud here. They're destroying our country. They're taking all of our resources. Those should be going to our homeless on the streets, to our vets who are having severe troubles, and so many of them, committing suicide. And that's where that money needs to go, not to these military-age men who come over from all over, Islamic nations, communist nations, all over. And where's the children? Where's the women? You can hardly find any when you see this happening. Thank God our borders are closed. Praise God for the closed borders. And thank you to all of our Border Patrol. God bless you guys. Okay, that's it for today's update. Again, if you want to check out my channel over here on X, I'm Liberty Angel USA, and I'll be posting every day, all day. And I'll be trying to do more YouTube videos as well. So God bless you all, and Maranatha.